another episode of Wrestling at the Movies. I'm Stevie Pearson, along with
Elliot Redding.
And today's episode we're reviewing the main event, which is the recent main event movie, not the 1970 version with Barbra Streisand about boxing.
Oh, that would have been a lot better.
That would have been a lot better. But no, this is a WWF propaganda piece that came out, I think, in March of 2020.
Yeah. It wasn't awful, stage off to the top. It's a kids' film straight off the bat. It's WWE Studios, so it's a kids' movie. Yes. So you can't rate it against a normal film in a sense, but it's good.
No. I like kids' films because they're always bloody happy. They're always so cheerful, and there's always a nice, happy, upbeat, positive ending.
Yeah.
Which, years of watching noir films and horror films for me, doesn't happen very often. So, nothing bad's going to happen in a kids' film unless it's maybe cuties or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
No, we're not. You will never see on this channel a review of cuties because that's not our gig. So, anyway, enough about Velveteen Dream. The main event. So we start off. We have a dream sequence where a child dreams of beating the Miz. I think we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And most of the people on the roster have. So
yeah, most of the people on the roster.
They can relate.
With me, it's usually in a shoot fight, but I'll be honest, I guess children have more innocent perspective on these things.
Yeah, mine usually ends up with his wife watching.
Yeah. God damn, she's still about?
They had their reality series, didn't they, about her being pregs.
Oh yeah, she'll be around for years, she's a good looking lady.
Fucking fantastic.
Miz is one of those ones, isn't he, that I kind of grew to appreciate. From there, we have I've got written in my notes, kids' bedroom is cool as fuck, which I thought it was,
Yeah, posters everywhere, even the older ones. I think there was like an Armageddon 2004 Triple H poster and stuff like that. So, okay.
Yeah, it's, believe it or not, this is actually a room in my house. This isn't just a CGI set or nothing. This is actually full of wrestling memorabilia, I need to get laid. The WWF shilling propaganda is off the charts in this one, is it? Not though,
Yeah, they wanted, like, the main kid is called Leo, and I thought that was ironic considering they just fired a young black guy called Leo as well, so they could have just used him.
Yeah, he's about the same size as well. So. Yeah. But it's like the kid's barely awake and his mum's banging on about WWE and Raw and the Usos and everything else.
No, that's not his mum, that's his nan.
Oh, his nan is
That's his nan. She looked bad, black on crack on that one.
No, she looks good for her age, But it's like...
And she's definitely fucking wet for Kofi.
Oh,
and Biggie,
and
the Usos, and I think Sheamus later on as well.
Yeah,
she'll just fuck anyone on the roster.
Yeah, she's like... I reckon there must be a prequel to this film where she's like a rat or something, back in the 70s.
So what he's done is just like, she says hi to Vince backstage and he's like, I remember you.
Like, oh, God damn, not her again. But yeah.
Linda, I promise it's over.
He goes to school and everyone there talks WWE. It's like there's extras that are talking WWE. And you can overhear people talking. And
I wish I had a friends group like that talked about wrestling. I had to hide in the fucking corner, just like be like, and I don't watch it now, and then go home and be like, this is the best.
No, when I was at school, being a wrestling fan was you would have had an easier life if you were a bloody if you were a Nazi or something. If you were a Nazi sympathiser, life would have been easier for you at school when I was at school. But this whole school was like everyone's in on it. It's like, oh, bloody hell, it's amazing.
Yeah. They just before that they tried to give us a bit of they tried to build Leo as a bit of a sympathetic character because they said like, oh, his mum's because he keeps bringing up they bring up his mum with nanny like, oh, she's gone, and like in most films and like especially like kids films like, oh, she's died. It's like no, she's just a cunt who's fucked off with a new man. Yeah, like she's left to New York like. She's fucked off to a different territory like Hogan did to the AWA. Yeah,
so she just sort of left and I guess Leo's using WWE to self-medicate the pain within. Poor bugger. But, so we're at the school and his friends, there was a lovely
The mixed race group of friends.
Yes,
every group of friends, even from the bullies to the kids, it's just like, there has to be one of different nationalities.
This is definitely a modern film, isn't it? But, have a bit there where... you got that there, and the kids sort of make fun of the director of WWE, which is obviously Kevin Dunn. I thought, Jesus!
The Jim Cornette right this?
What the fuck, They're shitting on the company that's basically bought this entire film. What the hell, you're killing this guy, And admittedly, all these cuts they keep doing on Raw these days and stuff is fucking jarring, but even still. Then we get a school teacher turn up and, whoa, Jesus!
I would not have got any work done.
No, that would have been... I'd have had detention every night, But, oh my lord, what a sort she was, Can we say that anymore? Sort?
Yeah, you can say sort.
We can say sort. Okay.
Yeah, might get me too for that one.
That's checking, okay. Yeah, anyway, the bullies turn up. Then they sort of chase him off and he winds up in this house that's being sold.
Oh yeah, the BMX. Yeah, the fucking BMX chase, which turns into a fucking chase for an open house.
Yeah, and he winds up going to the Atticus building. It's got like a fucking Andre autograph.
Andre autograph, a Ric Flair fucking robe.
Yeah. So we have that, and then he finds this mask that's a bit smelly and a bit funky.
Yeah. And then apparently Colonel Sanders says you can keep it.
Yeah.
Well, not Colonel Sanders, Captain Birdseye.
There's always a nice elderly sort of person.
Magnificent beard.
A magnificently nice elderly person in kids' films who helps the kids out and gives them words of encouragement and stuff, like that one that's like Shawn Michaels in Home Alone that time.
Oh, yeah.
The homeless fella. Not that I'm saying Shawn Michaels is homeless, but he looks like the homeless fella in Home Alone.
Right.
Got to be careful there. Hey?
Yeah.
We find out that there's actually a story to this one where the father's dad is in debt 20 grand. And looking at the very nice house he's living in, I can see why,
Yeah, he's gone from a mechanic during the day to a Lyft driver, which is the same as an Uber driver at night.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to make things work. It's just like...
Yeah.
Well, in other words, you just blame the mum, because I'm guessing her half of the income made things comfortable, and that's why they got the place, and she's fucked off with a new man.
Yes, the kid finds out the mask has magical powers that can make him stronger and more athletic.
Give him a deeper voice, which still sounds like a child. Why didn't they just get some, fuck it, just get Loki to do the voiceover?
I don't know if they use the same kid's voice.
It's the kid's voice,
Right,
it's just modulated and gone down a couple of pitches.
But it was just the strangest thing ever, because I thought, it just doesn't sound remotely ordinary or organic or anything.
Well, he starts cutting promos and it makes him talk jive as well, which I was quite interesting.
Okay. Where'd they find this mask? Is it the ghetto or something? Yeah, we then get to the crux of the wrestling aspect of this, where they try out an NXT tryout in was it a town Bridgeport, or
something weird,
something completely generic,
Not New York, not LA, not Chicago or somewhere like that. It's just like this tiny little fucking town. There's going to be a fucking a tournament. Stupid fucking test of strength to begin with, a couple of matches, and then whoever wins gets 50 grand and an NXT contract.
And we get introduced to the actual wrestlers there, including some guy whose name I cannot pronounce for the life of me.
Oh, the guy for some reason
Babatunde Agabusi.
Babatunde.
I think. I apologise if that's the wrong pronunciation, but that's...
This is what I have this later on, but I'll bring it up now. It's the fact that when this was recorded anyway, this will come out later, they're trying to push this bloke on Raw Underground.
Right,
against Braun Strowman.
No, and why would you try and push a giant against Braun Strowman, because they'd be about the same size? And not against tiny little...
I think it's because they haven't got many people on the roster that are the same size as Braun. He's not as fucking muscular, he's just thick, but because he's tall really, isn't it?
Why not feed him Dominic Mysterio or some little fella, and get him over as a giant, but anyway.
I'd like that.
But then we get introduced to Smooth Operator, played by Keith Lee.
Oh, glorious.
And, oh my god, is Keith Lee not the coolest guy in wrestling at the moment?
And the waistcoat as well.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, we should stress, Keith Lee does wear a singlet, so if that offends you people on Twitter, then, many apologies, if that killed his career, apparently. Wearing a singlet or a shirt or whatever it was that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Keith Lee turns up, and he's got a voice on him. He's got a...
Soul man.
He's got some smooth, sort of dulcet tones there, And Keith Lee turns up and they strike up a little friendship. And Keith Lee, he has just such a natural kind of...
Just charisma.
Personality and charisma just exuding off him.
He knows he's great. That's what it is.
If you're watching this in archive now and Keith Lee isn't the biggest star in the business, then shame on you, WWE. You're ballsed up there, mate.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for a crowd to come back to be able to see if he's over. We know he's over.
Yeah.
Everyone wants him as the fucking champ.
Yeah. And I hope that Brock match has happened and it's been the biggest, best Hoss Fest in years, because that's going to be a belter. Some of the extras in this are a little bit on the Blue Oyster Cult sort of vibe, aren't they? From Police Academy. There's a lot of leather going on and moustaches and what have you. I'm thinking it's a little bit...
A lot of these you would imagine would be the jobbers on AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, according to NXT tryouts, you need to be 18 years old to have a tryout, but he's there at 11, so...
They don't ask for ID, so they might it's all the mask, he's got a deep enough voice to sound 18.
This is Chad Austin, the jobber in the 80s that The Rock has crippled all over again, waiting to happen.
I was going to say Mass Transit.
This is Mass Transit Part 2, isn't it? From there, he gets a tryout. He obviously wins them over because he's cheating by using a mask that has magical powers.
They start off with a barrel toss, and he just apparently can throw. And no one questions the fact that he throws it out of the arena through the ceiling and it hits a car on the outside. Everyone's like, That makes sense.
Yeah, just an everyday occurrence in Bridgeport.
Yeah, there's a top rope agility test.
Yeah. And that's a plot point for later on because the dad says every wrestler has a weakness. And, this big horse can't climb the top rope, so he's afraid of heights. That's a MacGuffin for later on, but every wrestler has a weakness. I think these days every wrestler's weakness is social media, isn't it?
And 15-year-old girls on social media,
Yeah, and hashtag speaking out,
RIP NXT UK.
yes. How they can't have a bloody show, can they, at this point, Have they got enough guys to fill an hour, at this point?
Don't know.
We're introduced to a love interest.
He has to put the mask on to talk to her, to ask her for a study date, because it gives him the confidence.
It makes him sound 20 years older, and I guess that's what, she was into. But, we have that going on. Then we have the let's get our study on gag, which just... this is a kid. These are children. This is a kid.
They're 11 years old.
Yeah, it's like that.
No.
Feels really, really fucking out of place there. But then they have dinner at the parents' house, and they're making sort of wrestling pun jokes about dinner. A
lot of pile driver references, and I'm just like, Grandma, you shouldn't be saying these things.
Yeah, and it's like and all I could think of was that little video online that you showed us of the Irish travellers slagging each other off with the what was it? I'll Batista bomb your nan and as the car park.
Yeah.
We have a southern wrestler called Big Billy Beaver.
He is in NXT still. This guy, he is on the books. He has he had a weird rocker gimmick or something before. Because I remember him being on one of the WWE PC channel, YouTube channel. He
has a match with the young kid there, and all I could think of was that advert with Sting where he beats up that kid. I can't remember what the context of what they were selling.
Oh, that was the map. It was like the Sprite or it was like either Sprite or Domino's advert from
according to soft drinks people, drinking their drink will help you, will aid you in your quest for child abuse. Apparently, the mask smells really bad. Now that gets me to the idea.
This is a journeyman Mexican wrestler because they never wash their gear.
No. Top 10 wrestlers who stink, who look like they really smell badly.
Oh, well, there was always the rumours about who was the one that played Doink because he never washed his gear. Because they say Matt Bourne, because they would always say that they'd seen him in the bar and he would still have a bit of clown makeup behind the ear and stuff like that.
Was it clown makeup?
No.
Did Pat sign him?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Possibly.
Pat probably made him keep the fucking makeup on, let's be honest.
Cream team.
Yeah.
Let's think. Who else probably smelled?
Vader, I believe, did.
Yes, but Vader was rumoured to have a bit of a...
Well, Vader didn't wash his gear in Japan, because I think even Bubba was fucking bitching and whining about he didn't wash his gear at times.
Yeah, Vader's obviously a stinky one.
They make a joke in the film about Otis being sweaty after the match not just starting, so I imagine Otis might be, but...
Yeah, Iris, because he wore full gear, and always drenched in sweat.
Yeah. Big boss man, always sweat marks.
Oh, big sweat pads, Jesus, mate, that's bad, isn't it, let's think.
Well, Dan Severn always had like a big patch, but I don't know if that was because he just poured like oil all over himself.
Well, that was moustache wax.
That was that.
He was the hardest man in the world, so he could do what he likes. I'm trying to think. Obviously, Paul Heyman. No argument there. Paul Heyman looks like he absolutely reeks. Let's be honest.
Oh Jesus! Well, yeah.
No argument there. He looks like he just absolutely hums. I don't think we made that to 10, but I'll say there's a few there that look.
I'm literally just looking around the room now, thinking, is there anyone else?
But what do they smell of? Yeah.
I think they're the main ones, to be honest.
It's got to be them ones, to be honest. Otis is introduced as a character called Stinkface. Now, Otis...
If you're going to call someone Stinkface, how fucking hard is it to get Kishi?
Yeah,
he's not doing anything.
No. Otis, though, he's a strange one.
A lovable rogue.
Something like that. Before COVID hit and they got rid of all the fans... Otis was getting some solid reactions.
He was having a sort of Kofi moment where the fans were like, fucking book him, this is what we want.
I've got to be honest, I'm not a fan. I always saw it, especially in late years, I always saw it as a kind of a knock on fans because he looks like a lot of wrestling fans look. With that, and it's just, he's alright in the ring. He won the Money in the Bank. Has he still got that at this point?
I think he still does, because I feel like they're just scared to what to do. But the only thing, if he still does, the only thing is that it lasts for a year, doesn't it? If you don't cash it in by the next Money in the Bank, you lose it.
I would like to have seen Otis go heel. Because he's got that neckbeard look. Get him a nice fedora. And he's got the girl finally.
Is it Mandy Rose?
Yeah. She's one of those
you can't say a bad word about her. She's fucking stunning.
She's lovely, but she's just one of those ones that has very little personality and feels like a rock around the neck. But she's one of those. Well, I would love to see Otis go heel and treat her really badly. You know, sort of.
What, like the member of one of the headbangers did, and she accuses him of giving her a black eye.
Maybe not that. Maybe not knocking her out. That's on kids' study. No, thank you. But I think like
D'Lo Brown version where he pushes her off the rope and she has a miscarriage.
Probably not that far.
Okay.
I was thinking more.
We're going for the feds, the history books now.
I was thinking more in that vein of Tajiri when he was going out with Tori Wilson and he was a heel because he made his woman cover herself up. I don't know how that makes him a heel, but you know, it's like
we want tits.
It's like, God, Tajiri, show your boobs, very good. Show us the tits, right? But Tajiri's a bad guy because he makes dress like a geisha girl or something. I was thinking along those lines, but...
So I feel like you just do like a Mega Powers thing. So he knocks her off the rope, someone catches her, my hero, blah, 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 turn him heel out of jealousy.
It'd be Dolph, let's be honest. It's always Dolph, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Mr. 7-hour man.
That's all you can do with Dolph, isn't it? You just sort of... That or he just has work rate matches, so... You can't do much with Dolph anyway.
Dolph's Dolph's whole thing is he can he makes other people look great because he bumps like Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
Getting himself over is a challenge.
Yeah.
I want to quit. Okay, we'll give you a B-rate movie deal, which will only appear on DVD. Deal. I'll come back.
And a big Saudi match.
Yeah.
But So Otis. Then we get to the fart gag moment, don't we? Which Otis he has a match with the kid there. What's his name? Leo. Yeah, he has a match with kid there, Leo. And he does the Ultimate Warrior ropey shaky gimmick, and he's like, now it's time to cook with gas! And he lets out like a big 20-30 second Andre the Giant fart.
Yeah.
And it's all done in slow motion, and you've got like a wind effect on...
Yeah, they've got a fan on the crowd, so like the jowls are going.
You know. And I can't be... I'm not, you know, I like a good fart joke, because I'm quite mature like that, but I thought that was a bit sort of...
You have to suspend disbelief, really, don't you?
Yeah. It wasn't really disbelief. It's just, but then sort of the kid's holding onto the rope because the breeze from the fart is so strong.
Yeah.
And then once the fart's over, he then pings back.
This is after he's been thrown into the crowd like a Spike Dudley fucking move.
He then pings back on the crowd like E Honda in Street Fighter and knocks him out. And then,
with a headbutt, and just
and then sort of pins him with a foot on him.
Yeah, Jericho pin.
Yeah, Jericho pin. Yeah. That's it, and I think that's Otis's big...
I feel like this must have been filmed a bit further back, and they might have been sitting on this, because if not, Otis and Keith Lee would have had Keith Lee's got a decent role in this film. Yeah. Given something a bit more to Otis.
Yeah. From there on in, we get the robbery at the burger joint, and this kid has a Spider-Man moment where he saves the day from the robbery.
Yeah, and then this is where his friends find out as well that he's Kid Chaos.
Not being funny, how broke must that guy have been to rob a burger joint?
Yeah, he's like, and the safe. I'm like, I feel like there's not much in that.
In daytime, you know, so it's not even night time, so it's not even closing up. We can make maybe $1,000 or something, you know, $1,000 or whatever. It's a bit shit, but yeah. Then we get the evil villain hatches his plot. Now the evil villain's literally the manager of the Big Hoss Samson, who is literally a moustache twirling. You know, well, actually not a moustache.
He's a good heel manager though. Yeah, he's a good talker.
Yeah, I thought it was good because he lives in a trailer park, and I thought, okay, you've done some research here on how broke some wrestlers actually.
It reminds me of Ready to Rumble, where they go and find the King, and he's living in his own trailer.
They find Jimmy King, and he's not even living in a trailer; he's living in the bullseye fucking caravan. You know, he's living like that shitty caravan from Father Ted. You know. Then we get a dancing filler montage with the young girl.
Oh yeah, because Leo then agrees to enter the talent show with the young girl, and she needs a dance partner. He's like, and he admits that he can't dance. He goes, but I'll do it for you, simp.
Simp. Yeah.
If she had a Twitch channel, he'd be donating his fucking pocket money.
Yeah, if he had a Twitch channel, he'd donate his whole WF contract to her, wouldn't he?
But we need that 20 grand to save the family home. No, it's all going on her.
No,
I wanted to say thank you. That's all I need.
Yes. She might say his name.
She might look at the chat.
Yeah, and say his name or something. Twitch is fucking weird, isn't it? You know. But anyway.
And yeah, well, half the fucking roster's on it, so.
Yeah. So anyway, we have a press conference. Like Rumble 92 or something. Or WrestleMania.
Yeah, they don't really do press conferences anymore. They should do.
No, they used to do them years ago, and then sort of They wouldn't have wrestling journalists. They'd have real journalists because WWF deal with real journalists now, not just wrestling people.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, a real journalist would sort of talk steroids and stuff. And
No,
they'd shut that shit right down.
WCW always did it quite well.
Yeah.
With the contract sign. I guess the contract signing in the ring is the closest we get nowadays.
Yeah, you have to do a worked one, otherwise...
Flip the table, that shit.
Yeah, but he moves the table, doesn't he? And Samson, the big heel, can't talk. I think he's like Russian or...
He looks Samoan.
Ukrainian or something. He's foreign of some kind anyway, so I don't think he's got good mic skills. But he breaks the table and this guy's making all these wrestling puns and stuff, which this in turn enables him to miss the talent show with the young girl who's doing really awkward dancing. And it gets even worse because you had this one little tubby white kid.
Oh, the fat comedy relief child.
The fat comedy relief child who looks like a child version of David Mitchell.
I couldn't picture it, but yeah, that makes perfect sense now.
And he goes up and does even worse dancing than she does.
And apparently he's a natural.
Yeah.
According to everyone else after this.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and slag off child actors because that's fucking horrible.
These are good child actors.
Yeah. To be fair, the child actors in this
they don't sound like they're reading lines.
No, they actually do a fairly decent job here, for what they've got to work with. But he has this really awkward dance sort of thing, and I'm watching it and thinking this is just fucking weird, And I thought, imagine the sort of people that would want to watch films about children dancing,
It could have done with more cuties, definitely.
Yeah,
it would have been got more over.
That's that's the cuties gags are they're uncomfortable, aren't they? But
well, these kids are probably too old.
Apparently, that film was pretty uncomfortable too. So
Well, those tight outfits those kids were wearing, I think it would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's well, someone was enjoying it when fucking
French
commissioned it. Yeah, as my dad always used to say, the French are naturally dirty people, son. The only thing they won't put in their mouth is a claret. So dancing is my true passion. Deal with it, the kid says.
Oh, this kid's coming out as trans in a couple of years, definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like a proper fucking Dame Edna Everidge, isn't it? But it's like...
He does look like a simp, because he has got the gold fedora as well.
But it's just like...
He doesn't tip it and say Melody, which did ruin it for me a bit, but nonetheless.
It was really funny, because no one actually questioned whether his dancing was at fault or anything, or said, hey, your dancing's really shit, He just said, it's just like, dancing is my true passion, deal with it, so he's all defensive about it.
He does make a reference to Ariana Grande earlier on as well, saying it keeps him up at night if she thinks her ponytail's too high. I was just like, oh, they're trying to make him like the gay comedy character, but obviously he's 11, so he doesn't realise he's gay yet or something. It was, oh god, here we go.
Yeah, if they'd have added a few years to these kids, this might not have been quite as bad a film.
No.
Anyway, we're more or less to the end. We get the one hilariously good line I actually genuinely laughed at with the wonderful Renee, where they're talking about they're promoting this great cage match, and she says she actually turns around and says what was it? One of them might even die, which I thought was incredibly good.
With a massive smile on her face.
Yeah, in that lovely, wonderful, warm way that Renee talks and smiles, where she just, one of them might actually die, and I just thought, fucking hell,
And then Corey Graves just gives her a look of, what the fuck are you on?
Which is exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, Jesus Christ, And Renee's brilliant too. It's a shame that she's just left because she's been really, really good. It's a massive loss for that company because she.
I hope she doesn't go AEW because she should be on proper TV.
Yeah, she should be doing proper telly.
I feel like that's what she came from, like sports journalism or presenting. But
she's.
Good Morning America, not 10 o'clock news, something like that. She's got it, 100%.
I think the biggest compliment you can give to anyone in wrestling is if you say
you don't need to be in wrestling.
Is if you say that you're too good for wrestling.
Yeah,
and Renee Paquette, I don't know, Renee Young is way too good for wrestling, and it's a shame she's gone because she was really good. And this line proves it because she was brilliant. It's the first time I laughed at in the whole film.
Yeah. Samson does come out to I had to Google it to work it out. It took me about 10 minutes to go through old Attitude Era themes, but he does come out to an Bob Holly's Attitude Era music.
Yeah,
great.
It's that one.
Just doesn't have the How Do You Like Me Now.
No. Does anyone like Bob Holly? Now or then, now or forever? Does anyone like Bob? I like Bob Holly. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, good matches.
I think I'm one of the few. We have to give the final act some degree of brevity. The evil villain's manager takes his mask, and replaces it with a dud mask, which doesn't have magical powers.
Which, how the fuck do you not realise? Because apparently this mask doesn't smell.
Yeah.
So it's just like... You could tell straight. You should be able to tell straight off the bat, kid.
Yeah, the evil manager kind of reminded me of Al Snow in a way. I don't know why, but he does remind me of Al Snow somewhat. But yeah, he takes the kid's mask, and then the match goes on. It's a cage match, which... What is it with these films we watch, where the big match is always a cage?
It's a very extra tall cage, and they padlock the front, the actual door, which straight away gave me like vibes of like Spider-Man 1 with Bonesaw, Macho Man, and just like, right, someone's dying.
And we have Kofi Kingston turn up for his cameo in the skybox thingy.
Oh yeah, with the Miz in his pancake
Who
thing.
the fuck dressed him? What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah, it's more the fact they just have Kofi there. It's like no other members of the New Day.
No.
Like, just him.
No, that was strange. But it's always good to see Kofi. I like Kofi. He's brilliant.
It's great. Another one that's just going to be around.
Sheamus comes out as a referee. I don't know why Sheamus is there as a referee, but
I feel like this film might have been filmed while he was on the injured list.
Oh, could be.
Which makes me fit because why else? He hasn't been mentioned at all in this film.
No, sure. But it's always good to see Sheamus. I love Sheamus. Yeah. He's one of our guys. Well, kind of depends. He's Irish, so is he one of ours?
I don't know if he's Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland. So
we're not going to go into that because we want sponsors. So if we start talking on that, if we start talking in helium, we've got sponsors, but it's the wrong kind or right kind. That's not staying in. Fucking trouble. Yeah, the Red Arrow has his match, and he hasn't got his magical powers, so we're basically seeing what's essentially child abuse.
And because he takes off, because he realises he's got the fake mask, because Samson shows him the real mask.
Yeah.
And then his first instinct is, well, I don't need to wear this anymore. Takes off, and everyone's like, oh, it's a child. I didn't know it was a child. Did you know it was a child?
It was a child. These indie wrestlers get younger and younger. It's like Bailey fan or.
It's like fucking TJ Perkins wrestling since he was 14.
He's only 15 now, isn't he?
He looks at it.
Yeah, true. And then the mask gets pulled out.
Samson pulls out the mask, shows it, lobs it, shit aim, because it lands still inside the cage.
Yeah.
And then you go into a fucking Cesaro swing, as you know.
Yeah.
And it throws the kid, and the kid somehow Spider-Man catches on quite close to the mask.
Yeah.
Sheamus then gets fucking taken out like every referee in a cage match.
His family are watching on like Mick and Rocky and that, and his dad's turned up. And he's turned up. He tries to run in, but doesn't go anywhere.
He's like, oh god, no, security.
I know how much these guys fine you if you do a run in. I'm not chancing it, seriously. So he tries to run in and is like sort of, Dad, you remember you said every wrestler has a weakness? I think he's afraid of heights. And obviously he is, and then he gets the mask. And then...
it's more. This is what I love, because this just shows probably that whoever plays Samson may have just come. I feel like he's one of those guys that come from a different sport, because he faints when he looks down from the top rope.
Sure.
But he faints, falls backwards, and does a perfect bump with the arms out.
He takes a perfect
pure class. Perfect back bump, but it's just like, oh, eyes still closed, bam. Just like I was taught by Albert.
And I think that's his only bump in the whole film, so he did good that night,
Yeah.
But he takes that, then the kid wins, and Miz comes out again and gives him a great big fuck off novelty check of 50k. But he can't give it to the kid because the kid's only 11 and he can't be a WF superstar.
Stop you at this point. You can imagine Vince backstage just going, we're going to get fucking sued for this one.
We're going to fucking sue, damn pal. But even though Braun Strowman had that tag partner who was only like...
Another referee.
8 or 9, whatever it was. I can't remember his name, I can't remember where that went, but anyway.
I think they lost it the next night.
Yeah, and I'm sure Maxwell Hardy has had a match or two.
Yeah, yeah.
And we know that Bailey fan has wrestled fucking matches,
God, why so many kids involved in wrestling when you got back and think about it?
Sort of, But anyway, so we have that, and then he can't have the 25. He can't have the 50 million. Or I think, does he get the 50 million?
He gets the 50. He does get the 50 grand, but he doesn't get the contract.
Okay, sure. So we go there, and then we get because he can't give the contract. He does a brilliant thing and gives it to Keith Lee. So
yeah, so the whole tournament was for fucking nothing.
Yeah, but we get Keith Lee a contract.
We get Keith Lee a contract.
So I'm happy with that because Keith Lee's amazing. Yeah. So
we did skip over the fact that we did skip over that the match that the semi-finals is Keith Lee versus Leo, and the bad guys butter up his fucking shoes.
Yeah.
So he can't get a grip. Still manages to fucking win. But it's just like, oh Jesus!
Kind of renders the whole plot point completely pointless. But
and to win the cage match, Leo does perform a moonsault elbow off the top. I was like, right, you're in a cage, just do a... Well, actually, no, you couldn't do a Jimmy Superfly Snicker, could you? All the shit that came out about him again. No, I made my point fucking mad now.
Yeah, we don't want to mention that.
No.
All your complaints again. But, yeah, so that more or less wraps up the film. It was alright. It was a nice by-the-numbers family movie, and it's full of WWE propaganda, but I quite enjoyed it for what it was.
They didn't... it was surprising. It wasn't an overshill. John Cena didn't make an appearance apart from a t-shirt.
No, true. It was one of these ones. It's a harmless kids film at the end of the day, despite the endless references to cuties and stuff we keep making. It is a very harmless, straightforward kids film. Like I say, looking back now, come and think of it, they offered $50,000 for an NXT tryout.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, it was $50,000 up front and then a contract. They didn't, yeah.
But they've got those big Saudi deals coming in. Those big TV deals coming in.
I'm pretty sure you got $1 million for winning Tough Enough.
Yeah,
$100,000.
Nah, they're fucking that kid over, mate. Seriously, this is bullshit. But yeah, like I say, so that's main event. That's main event. Yes, that's WWF main event. Why was it named after the B show anyway? It makes no sense.
Because it's the same level of fucking wrestling.
Ah, true. Yeah, that wraps up main event. It wasn't a bad film. By all means, give it a watch on the Netflix if you're after sort of straightforward WF-style family fun movies. And yeah, that wraps up us here on Wrestling in the Movies for this week.
So, until next time, I've been Elliot Redding.
And I've been Stevie Pearson.
Catch you at the movies.
See you at ringside.